On August 15th of 2019, Kings Island announced their new B&M Giga Coaster, Orion. This ride would be 287 feet tall and feature a 300-foot drop reaching top speeds of 91 miles an hour. Kings Island would market this as their tallest, fastest, longest steel coaster. Soon after its announcement, Orion started receiving a lot of hate, and in today's video, I'm going to cover why I think many people do not like Orion. So let's get straight into it. Now my first reason is because of other Gigas, and it's not just B&M Gigas in specific. I'm talking I-305 and Millennium Force 2. For many people, Orion was not their first Giga Coaster, so they have ridden and experienced better Giga Coasters and see how good a Giga can really be. So when Orion was released, they were disappointed to see it wasn't as good as the other Gigas, and I can totally see where they're coming from. So to help better explain, I've come up with a scenario. What if Orion was the first ever Giga? If that was the scenario, everyone would be raving about this ride, because of its drop in height compared to other roller coasters. Now in this supposed scenario, because they haven't ridden roller coasters like Fury 325, I-305, or Millennium Force, they don't really know how good a Giga can really be, which would make them think that this ride is very, very good. Now back to real life. Orion is the 7th Giga Coaster, which means there are 6 other Giga Coasters in the world. And those Giga Coasters had a chance to be better, and they are. Rides like Fury, I-305, and Millie make Orion look like a small Giga Coaster that barely has anything to offer. And that's my reason as to why people don't like Orion. Now I want to talk a little bit about why people think this could be classified as a hyper. And I'm going to leave you with 2 ways of classifying this. So here we go. The first way to classify it is by its height. If the height is over 300 feet, then it's a Giga Coaster. Orion does not match that category. Orion is 287 feet tall. That puts it at a hypercoaster if you're going by height. But if you're going by drop, then it is a Giga Coaster. Because if you look at Millennium Force, it's 308 feet tall, but features a 300-foot drop. This is 287 feet tall, but features a 300-foot drop. So if you're going off by drop, then I would consider it a Giga Coaster, but if you're going off by height, then it's a Hypercoaster. So to classify Orion, I'm really not sure. It really depends on what you believe. If you believe the drop counts as the Giga, or the height counts as the Giga. And for my last part of the video, I want to mention why I like Orion. My home park is Kings Island, and that's where I grew up with roller coasters. And at Kings Island, the biggest roller coaster besides Orion is Diamondback, and that's the biggest roller coaster I had ever ridden before Orion. When Orion came to the park, all of my friends and I were super excited to ride this. It didn't look disappointing to us because we hadn't seen Fury, I-305, or Millennium Force. So we didn't know how good a Giga Coaster could really turn out. And when we rode it, we thought it was amazing. But since my first Cedar Point trip in 2021, I have been shown how good a roller coaster can be. And the roller coasters at Cedar Point are amazing, and I wouldn't get enough of them if I rode them all day. But Orion has a lot of sentimental value to me because it's my first ever Giga Coaster and the tallest coaster I had ridden before I went to Cedar Point. And that's the reason why I like Orion. That's gonna wrap it up for this video. If you like this new type of video, please let me know in the comments. Other than that, I hope you have a great day. Thanks for watching.